is I need 4 volunteers. You don't have to rap or anything. I need the livest people in the place to be. I need my man right there in the gray beanie. Right, yeah. We'll go right here. Do we have any hip-hop grandmas in the place to be tonight? Any hip-hop grandmas? Let me get, let me see. Which one? Hold on. These 2, I need... Right here. Yeah, make some noise for this lady right here. She came just in time. Then let me get one more. How about... Hold on. I got something for y'all in a little bit. Let me get, right here. Yep. Nope. Right there. Make some noise for her right there. Come on. All right. Where my home? Oh yes, I need you in the red right there. Take your coat out right there. Yep. Somebody make some noise right now. All right. So what I need is I need my man right here. You can sit in this seat. You're driving today, so you can sit in the driver's seat right here. Yes, and then you can go right here, and then you can go shopping right there. So first thing I need to know is, what are we driving right now? What about a Mercedes, she said. We're driving a Mercedes right now. What is your name? Somebody make some noise for Ione. So when you're cruising through the mean streets of Willmar, Minnesota, show me how you drive your Mercedes. Let me see. Give me just a little taste. Okay. She got a big wheel on there. I see that. Do you tilt your seat back at all, or you just straight up? Keep it foot out the window at all? Okay, maybe. She just might. So what we're gonna do is, normally I have my DJ with me, and we pick 4 beats. And when you're gonna hear a little bit of radio tuning, and then you're gonna hear a beat come on, that's the beat that you cruise to. So you're gonna show me how you cruise Willmar, Minnesota, and then you'll hear radio tuning, and I'm gonna say switch, and you guys are just gonna switch. You'll go there, you'll go here, until you get to the driver's seat, okay? Yes. You guys ain't even ready. Go ahead and grab that steering wheel real quick. Oh my goodness. Ione is ready to cruise Willmar, Minnesota. Oh yes. I don't know if she's pumping the gas or the brakes right now, but we're just doing it. Turn the steering wheel. Oh my goodness. Now what I need to do real quick is just knock the head of it. Switch it. Drive for real. Okay. She's yelling at people. Fix that rear view real quick. Yell at somebody in the back seat. There you go. Somebody make some noise for homegirl one out there. Switch it up. When my man is in his feelings, this is how he gets down. Go ahead and drive, my man. He's so in love right now. Look at him. Yes, he's just cruising. Music turned all the way up, windows down, sunroof down. Oh my goodness! He's blinding everybody on the road right now. Somebody make some noise for my guy right here. Yes! And last but not least, we're going to take old school. Hey. That red hand, listen. She's a fierce driver. I don't know what she's doing right now, but she is all over the place. Keep cruising. And he'll blow. Make some noise for my homegirl one time right here. She just took her hand out the way and we ride, and we're done. It's over. Make some noise for these guys one time. You guys rock it. So you guys doing all right? You guys ready to party a little bit? Warmed up a little bit? You caught the glare off a homeboy's head, and now you're ready. Everybody's got this face. I love it. I love that dude right there. All right. So we're going to do it like this. I'm going to keep rolling. You guys just help me out real quick. Somebody say, just build it up. Just build it up. It's gonna go like this, step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick, until it's complete. You gotta build it up. Oh my gosh, you guys caught the vision right there. I'm feeling that. Make some noise for them three ladies right there. Rocking it. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna need my man to take this hat off, though. Take that beanie off. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. I speak like a man. To be a woman, and I don't really do this. I don't speak when I believe you will frequency the sound. But I go back, I go back, I will be back. But I go back, and you don't rap, I frequent out that. I've been in it for a moment, and I'm trying to live about the left of the rhythm to make my own. Keep it true, to my favorite rock song. I'm not a rock star, but I'm way to the sun. My God, I'm talking with the world revolution. Losing this case, and this is how we're moving. Power is dance, just like a beat growing. Ready to launch, they rush to see growing. Into wind, into the sound of see growing. My scholars in the game like roots. We go and go step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick. That's how it's complete. You gotta build it up, just build it up. You gotta build it up, just build it up. It goes step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick. That's how it's complete. You gotta build it up, just build it up. You gotta build it up, just build it up. Sister, that means that from now I'm so wicked. Messages scattered from God, never returning. Each one short, this forward, one shit for the passion and pushing this up. Living it out, stop living it down. What's good or what in the man? Extra ounce of adrenaline rush. To crush, carefully put your work eternity. Rock the line on it, press for in this. Let the minutes of my peaceful minute. Say focus on the finish, we stress out to the given. All I got is never stop with flow. We just put in time to the rock and cross the flow. Now it's for the lead, for the time to go. Stay in the way, be sure it's possible. It's not impossible. So check, let me know. I rock the microphone for you and you go step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick. Until it's complete, you gotta build it up, just build it up. You gotta build it up, just build it up. It goes step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick. Until it's complete, you gotta build it up, just build it up. You gotta build it up, just build it up. It goes step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick. Until it's complete, you gotta build it up. You gotta build it up. It goes step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick, until it's complete. You gotta build it up. You gotta build it up. You gotta build it up. Why do we have stalkers over here? Oh my gosh. Just kidding, man. You guys are awesome. My name is Caboose.
Boy, is it tough to follow an act like that. I'm going to be pretty boring here. Welcome all. I'm Ray Steinlein, President of Wings of Hope, and I'm very appreciative that y'all took the time to come up here tonight and spend time learning this very important message that we need. We have a lot of great resources out there for you. Make sure I got this all tripped here. And just want to make sure that we get a conversation going in this community about mental illness and about just one. And JP Cola is also going to be here. There he is, helping me MC this thing out. And next is okay.
Okay, I'm kind of used to handling those and being on stage, but we've got some great resources to text right to your hand. Different ones for students, parents, and educators. So there's instructions on the screen for how to do that. So I'm probably blocking everybody here, so sorry about the glare off the head there. Alright, so there's instructions on the screen for how to do that. And you'll also get these texted right to your phone, and you can save them for when you need them. Also, while you've got your phones out, will you take a minute to find Recklessly Alive on Instagram and Facebook? So, should we give them a second or two to go ahead and do that, Ray? All right. Recklessly Alive on Instagram and Facebook. You're going to have to do this later anyway, so you might as well take care of it right now. All right.
We're gonna start it out. Come here, come here. Let me see what you got, homeboy. Hey. Hey. Uh-oh. Hey. Somebody make some noise for my guy every time right here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You cannot stop the man from dancing right now. Don't fall off the edge. Don't fall off the edge. Put it right there. Put it right there. Make some noise one more time for my guy right here. Let me get one right there. Let's see what you got. You ready? That's the lap dance right there. She's got it. Let's see it. One more move. Hit him with one more move. Hey. Good job. Good job. Good job. Let me get my guy right here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Go ahead. Go ahead. Uh-oh. Hey. Look at that footwork though. Let's see what's my guy right now, right here. We got one girl right there. Let's see what you got. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. One move, one move, one move. That's it, one move. That's the I don't know. Hey, hey. Thanks so much for one girl real quick. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Hey. Good job, good job, good job. Let me get my guy right here. Go ahead. Look at that shoulder work right there. Oh my goodness. My man is standing away from him. Alright, come here, come here, come here, come here. Don't even start yet. Don't even start yet. Stay right there. Right there. Oh my gosh, these guys ain't even ready. Come a little bit closer. I need these guys to see you up close and personal. What I need you to do is stand up real straight. Stand up real straight. Push that chest down a little bit. Now I need you to take one step forward like you're a wizard standing on the edge of a mountain. Put your hand on your hips like this, just like this. Now I need you to push those lips out a little bit like this. Hold it, push them out, push them out. Hold it, hold it. Take that hand really quick. Will somebody please make some noise for my guy right here? Hold that close, hold that close. The face of an angel. X-ray vision. The hair of Rogaine, the lips of Botox, the chest of a football player, and feet that never stop dancing. Are you guys ready to see this guy tear it up one time? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see it. Hey. Hey. Give me another one. Give me another one. One more move. One more move. I can't get enough. One more move. Somebody make one more time for my guy right here. Alright, last but not least. Alright, we gotta pick a winner by round of applause unless you guys wanna go round two. You wanna go round two? They're just getting warmed up. Let's do this. We're gonna switch it up. I'm gonna start on this end. Come here real quick. Hold on. Let me set you up. Put that hood up. Put that hood up. You ready? Show these guys what you got. Hey! You ready? One more. Can't keep your back up move though. You gotta do something different. Something different. Oh, wow, I like it. Do it again. Do it again. Somebody make some noise for my man right here. Alright, one more. One more, something different. It can't be this one. She invented, hey, make some noise. You ready? Let me get my guy right here. ladies, hold on. Hold on. Let me fix this thing up real quick. Yes. You ready for two, you guys? Hey. He's pulling his pants up. Look at that shoulder work. Yup. Hit him with one more. Grand finale, right here. Grand finale. Hey, thanks so much for my guy right now. You cannot stop Willmar from dancing tonight. I love it. If you like homegirl right here, make some noise. I can't even do it. If you like my man, a blast from the past, make some noise right here. If you like homegirl right here, make some noise. Put it right there. Oh my gosh. Those shoulders though, bro. Woo. Somebody make some noise for my guy right here. You got a whole fan club over there. I love it. If you like my guy right here, make some noise. Dude, let me give you a hug, bro. This brother right here. Oh my goodness, make some noise for my brother right here. And if you like homegirl right here, make some noise. First annual dance champion goes to my man Cameron. Make some noise for the dancers one last time, y'all. Alright, we're gonna do it like this. This is my last thing and then I'll get out of here real quick, but I need my man to take the thing back up. Yes. It's like one of those disco balls. I love that. I gotta see you. Check it out. In the midst of a million MCs, I stand firm with a tight grip and learn how to write this. Music that's more than just righteous on a fight tip. A passion so deep that you can feel my arthritis. Cause I'm trapped in a box of this penmanship. My train of thought is caught in this play called experience, but not on this mic and life's consistent hustle. A place would trace back to my early struggle. Cause now I'm grown up and things are sewn up. I've been through the storm and I've learned so much, so I won't chase that throwback life I used to hold. I got a second chance to advance, express my soul. It goes fortune and fame and fortune. I'm a family man now, so that's not important. I'm blessed to be alive and living in His grace, so I'm gonna use the microphone to give back what He gave. I give you my life, I give you my soul, I give you my music, please take control. I give you my passion, I give you my dreams. Help me stand in the gap where you want me to be. Be. And on the count of three, I need you guys to make some noise and wild out real quick. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys have been a blessing.
So now, it's my pleasure to introduce our main speaker of the evening. All right, Sam Eaton. He's an elementary music teacher, in-progress author, blogger, speaker, and founder of Recklessly Alive, which is, by the way, a suicide prevention ministry sprinting towards a world with 0 deaths by suicide. A suicide survivor himself, Sam is crazy passionate about helping people tell a better story with their lives, one that is fully and recklessly alive. Sam speaks regularly at schools, churches, retreats, and conferences throughout the U.S. and founded the blog RecklesslyAlive.com. where his articles have been viewed over 1 million times. Please enjoy this short video story of Sam's story.
Every 12.8 minutes, someone in the U.S. commits suicide, and I was almost one of them. I had picked a day, written letters, and boxed up all my belongings because I believed I was worthless and that I didn't matter. I thought this pain I felt deep in my core would never stop. When that day finally came, I sat with a knife and a pill in my hand that could end it all. Finally, after hours of wrestling with this, a question broke through. Have you really given life everything you've got?
I stood up and started running. I ran out of the house as fast as I could. I ran from the darkness that told me my life was meaningless and disposable. I ran from the years of pain that hid beneath this skin. I ran from the chemicals that kept me numb and lifeless. I ran from the voices that yelled, "Are you stupid? Are you really that stupid?" I ran back to my family and friends who didn't know how deep the wounds were or what they could do to help. I ran towards the still small voice that said, "Maybe things could get better." I ran towards the people who could help me find a way back to the person I was created to. I ran towards the life I would always be in my living. I ran as fast as I could towards the life that was fully and rapidly alive.
You probably know someone who's silently struggling like I was. Someone who thinks that death is their best option. Maybe even that someone is you. So to you, my friend, who's lost the person you want to be, who can't see a way that things will ever get better, let my story be the proof that there is always hope. There will be better days, days with sunshine and laughter, but they all start with a choice. So choose to stay. Choose to tell someone about the pain deep in your heart. Choose to believe that today is not the end, but a new beginning. Choose to run as fast as you can towards your big dreams because they can happen. Choose to know deep in your heart that you truly matter and you are truly loved. We need you here. Choose to live. Hey everybody. We filmed that video coming up on 3 summers ago now, and no part of me wanted to make it. At that point in my life, I told almost nobody about my battles with suicidal thoughts, and I really liked my life that way, quite frankly. But as time has gone on, it has become so clear that we have a crisis in our communities around depression and around suicide, and we have to learn how to talk about things that we're uncomfortable with. I'm so happy to be in Willmar. I love this town. I don't know if you guys love this town. I love this town. Thank you. Yes. When I was 23, I spent part of my summer here with CTI Music Ministries. Amazing. Got to know this town. I have friends who live here. I went to Sunshine right at this high school, which, okay, I forgot that it was here until we were driving here today. And I was in the car, I was like, I've been here before. I used to take high school. Anyway, Sunshine Music Fest, so love to be here. Thank you for having me. I turned 30 last summer, you guys. I know I don't look it, okay? I know I don't look 30 yet. When I was 25, I got carded at a rated R movie. You have to be 17 to get in a rated R movie. When I was 27, I opened the door at the house that I owned, and a man said, "Are your parents home?" And normally I'm so nice to those people. Like, I was talking to the doorway, I was just like, sorry, can't do that today. Last weekend, I was at church answering emails in the lobby, and a man, who, by the way, was the same age as me, walked by and goes, "How's your homework?" Are you kidding? I'm 30 years old. I don't keep saying I'm gonna love it someday. Not yet. Not yet. But like I said, I teach elementary school music. This is my 9th year. That's a life I never saw coming. Yikes. I don't know if you've ever talked to a child. You have to, like, I have to say things for work that I can't believe I'm saying to someone that's part of my own species. Like, I had to say to this girl, like, did I just see you take boogers out of his nose and put them into your mouth? Yeah? Did they just happen? Okay, we got volcanoes everywhere. I'm not just gonna never do that again. I had a girl walk into my
1996. She's like, I made you this bracelet. I was like, well, let's see. It's like this big. It's got a little bell on it. I was like, nice. She turns to walk away, and then she's like, okay. I actually made it for my cat, but my cat kept throwing it up, so my mom said, I'm going to give it to somebody else, and I'm confused, so here you go. So that's how I make money. But it's in our school district. I teach in a large separate school district. A number of years ago, in a very short amount of time, we lost 2 students, a teacher, and a principal, who all took their own life. And I sat at my desk, and an email would come from the counseling office telling us what would happen and when the funeral would be. And I would just stop. I would just cry because I have this story, and I know what it feels like to be in that place. And so I didn't know what that would look like. It's just that gentle nudge, like I have to do something about this. I don't know what. I officially said yes, coming up on 3 years ago, and it's just turned into this. So I'm on this mission to get people talking about things that they don't know how to talk about. That's it. That's what I'm doing. So we're going to start with a few of these. That's me walking. Good looking guy. Okay. Grown men and fanny packs. I don't know how to talk about this. I don't know if you're okay with this. It makes me so uncomfortable. Raise your hand if you own a fanny pack. Stop it. We're so... I think it's a scandal. I don't know. I don't know how to talk about this, alright? I also don't know how to talk about the fact that there are over 80 flavors of Oreos now. Is anybody asking for these flavors to keep coming? Like, does someone go to the store honestly and say, I need some watermelon Oreos today? Pass. Side note, I do have 5 flavors you can try out at my table out there. There's a Love brand. They say they're sweet and tangy. You think I'm trying? There's a thing out there, carrot cake? I don't know. I used to think that I was like still pretty young and hip, right? I was like, I can relate to kids. I'm cool. All right, and then these things start happening. That was my moment. I'm told every older person, older people, there's this moment where you guys are getting old. This was mine. Like, maybe we should stop eating laundry soap. I don't know. It's just a thought. I don't get it. Sorry, people. And this is a real thing. You can Google this. There are full websites dedicated to people who dress their past like Hitler. Okay? This is a real thing. And I don't know how to talk about this because on the one hand, right, he's probably the worst human who's ever lived, maybe, right? Okay? But on the other hand, he's like, I can has Poland? He's so cute, right? He's so cute. I don't know how to talk about those things. Alright, and yeah, suicide, depression. That's what we're actually here to talk about. We're going to laugh too, okay? This topic's too heavy. When I finally said yes to standing up on the stage thing, I just said, if we're going to do this, we're going to make it fun. That's what the door prize is about. That's what the hip-hop music is about. Did you love Caboose? We found him by accident, and then he's been the best thing ever. I just kind of have a man crush on him. He's the best. Okay, so we're here to talk about depression and suicide, right? We don't know how to talk about this, and we have to start. We have to learn. I'm gonna teach you tonight. So I'm gonna start with just a little bit about the beginning of my story. That cute little blonde thing up there is me. Thank you. But what that kid is masking is a lot of pain. So I grew up with an alcoholic father who just caused a ton of pain in my life. And when I would come home, I never knew if it was going to be like a jokey drunk day or like a chair throwing day. And I did everything I could to just like keep people happy. I would like do the laundry and try to cook if there wasn't food. And I just thought if I worked hard enough that it would all be fine, that I could keep the peace and I would keep us all together. We all know that's not going to end well. But when I was 12, he finally just took off. He had burned through most of our money. He'd been having an affair and he moved out. And so our new life of me and my mom and my sister just trying to make it and figure things out. Life was pretty chaotic, but on the outside, you would have never known. 7th grade, I started on the basketball team. I went to a little place called Plymouth Middle School. We were the PMS Panthers. Somebody did not get back to me. That's I started on the basketball team. I had straight A's. I was just killing it on the outside. When I got to high school, things really fell apart for me. My grades tanked. I stopped hanging out with most of the friends that I had. I played video games. I just get lost I had this headset, and I played StarCraft, and there was like aliens, and I would hit them until like 3 in the morning. And I was mostly just hiding from everything. It was so hard. I was just looking for an escape, and I would sit in math class and I would just write, I hate my life on my paper over and over and over again. And on the inside I was just screaming for help, but I had no clue what was happening to me. I had no clue how to talk about what was happening to me. I just knew I was sad. I just knew that I couldn't concentrate, and I felt like completely alone in what I was experiencing. And what I didn't know until way later into my 20s is that what I was experiencing has a name. It's called depression. It's called depression. So let's get a definition of depression out there. So depression is not just, one bad thing happened in my feeling sad for a couple days. Depression is ongoing feelings of worthlessness, helplessness, often accompanied by lack of sleep or too much sleep, not eating enough, eating too much. Those are the big warning signs, the basic definition, but it looks very different in a lot of different people. Okay? So 1 in 5 Americans will experience mental illness. 1 in 6 are going to experience depression at some point in your life. So the next time you're standing out at the checkout counter at Willmar and you're tapping your foot because there's 12 lanes long, if you count around, 1 in 6 people around you will experience depression at some point. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And there's tons of different kinds of depression. It can be a mild depression that you don't even really know that you experience. You just kind of work through on your own. Maybe based on just an incident in your life. Maybe someone passes away that you love. All the way to severe depression, which is actually the #1 cause of disability in our country, that you can't get out of bed, you can't do basic functions. There's this huge wide range. Okay? When we're talking about teens, where are my teens at? What's up, guys? It's my fan section over here, I paid them. The average age of depression is 14 years, right? So that mirrors my story almost perfectly. By the end of their teen years, 1 in 5. So just like similar to the adult statistics, 1 in 5 will experience depression. But here's the thing that I'm most passionate about, the reason I do what I do. 80% of teens don't receive help regarding their depression. So 80% of teens don't get help until much later in their life. And depression in young adults also a big trigger of substance abuse, binge drinking, smoking, participating in risky sexual behaviors. All of those things increase with someone who's battling depression. So as somebody who fell into that alcohol thing, I don't even think I know. I never asked myself, why are you doing this? What is this about? And the statistics related to depression and alcohol are through the roof. Oftentimes people have this emptiness inside of them and they're looking for something to fill that. They're looking for something, but they're looking in the wrong places. Alright, before we go any further, we got to call depression what it actually is, a common and serious medical illness. For some reason, when people are experiencing something in their body, you have the flu, you have diabetes, something, you say go to the doctor, right? Something's wrong with your body, go to the doctor. But when something is wrong with our brain, we don't say the same things. We say, cheer up, try harder. Oh yeah, he's just kind of lazy. And we don't treat and talk about it in the same way. And we have to call what it is, a common and serious medical illness. And what causes it? So we don't know for sure. We don't have the full answer. We have an idea. Okay, so it could just be a chemical imbalance in your brain. It could be that simple. The way that you are made, there's a chemical slight imbalance, and there's some ways to help that. Genetics, we know it runs in families. Quite often, having low self-esteem and being more pessimistic, it makes you more susceptible to depression. And then environmental factors, neglect, abuse, poverty, being exposed to those things. This whole slide has my name all over it. Might as well just say, Sam Eaton, here you are. I have experienced all of those things. Okay? And what does it look like? In teens, it tends to look more like irritability, but not always. So it tends to look more like that kind of anger, kind of like short temper, kind of leave me alone sort of thing. Not always. Feeling empty or cranky, losing interest in things that you used to love. I mentioned that I played basketball. I quit once I got to high school. Withdrawing from friends, pulling away from people, not eating enough, eating too much, sleeping too much, not sleeping enough, not having energy, feeling worthless, even up to death and suicide. And one of the reasons I think this goes so undiagnosed in our teens is that we just kind of chalk a lot of this stuff up to average teenage behavior, right? Or average college behavior. What student doesn't occasionally stay up till 3 in the morning with their friends and then sleep till 2 p.m. and forget to eat lunch because we're so busy, but then eat a full pizza. And so we just excuse these things as, oh, that's just average teenage behavior, and it slips through the cracks. At least it did in my story. So before we go any further, before you call up your Aunt Edna and tell her this really tall, attractive blonde guy told me I have depression, and now I have depression, my life is over, calm down, okay? This can only be diagnosed by a trained medical professional. Okay, that's it. There could be other reasons for things you're experiencing. Go see someone about this first. And so I'll tell you where that might be in just a second. But here's the good news, you guys. 80% of people feel significantly better in 4 to 6 weeks after starting a combination of treatments. 4 to 6 weeks. That means 30 days from today, you could go from feeling like, I'm not sure I want to be alive, to like, things are okay. Things are okay. 1 month from today, there's so much hope. 80% of people say their treatment helps when they stick to it. Those are huge numbers. So if you're looking for where to get help, the best place to start would just be your primary care doctor. So if you just go to your regular doctor's physician appointment, he can give you, he or she, ooh, that was sexist, sorry. Ugh, awkward. I see a guy doctor, sorry about that. They can give you a 10-question screener right there, and then start that conversation and start your treatment. Mental health resources, counseling, school center, support groups. There's some great organizations in our area, NAMI, the National Association for Suicide Prevention. We've got some great resources out there for you to tap into in your area. Support groups, so you can just go and be around people who may have experienced what you are, or someone in your family. And some lifestyle changes I'll talk about in a second. And then medication question mark. Right? I mean, we don't always have to jump to that. The first time I took medication for my brain, I sat in my kitchen, looked at this pill bottle, and then just started sobbing on the floor uncontrollably. Because I didn't want to admit that I needed help, or that I had to take this pill, or the scary questions that come along with taking medicine. But that's a journey to go on. It's not something to be afraid of. It's a journey to go on. So I challenge you to look into that. And then some just natural ways, and all this is on my website too, but getting consistent exercise has been one of the biggest parts of my story. Guys, I joined CrossFit. Do you know what CrossFit is? Do you have CrossFit here? So CrossFit is like crazy Olympic lift, push, shove, I don't know, it's crazy. My biggest complaint is everything in that gym is very heavy. Very heavy, yeah. 8 hours of sleep, make sure you're eating well, practicing gratitude. I love this. Science is proving that if you wake up in the morning and write 3 things you're thankful for, and do the same thing you do before you go to bed, it actually changes the chemical makeup of your brain. It changes the brain and the way that you see the world. Just writing 3 things that you're thankful for in your day around you. Journaling about your feelings, sticking to a schedule, making a goal, avoiding drugs and alcohol, right? Those things are depressants. Over time, they will make it even harder to climb out of that hole. Setting new goals, getting a massage, be rich, watching someone funny, challenging negative thoughts, volunteering, okay? It's a lot of information about depression. How are you feeling? You still with me? No? Okay. So we're going to see just some facts, alright? So here's some facts I think everyone should know. Did you know the average chocolate bar contains between 3 and 8 insect legs? When I first started speaking about this, at this point I walked into the audience and had someone a chocolate bar, but every time they just gave it back to me. I know all that now, so I stopped doing that. Rats multiply so quickly that in 18 months, 2 rats could have over 1 million pieces. I was in New York City. I was giving a talk in Queens, New York. 2 of my friends took me to the original Shake Shack out in this beautiful park, New York summer. We're eating a hamburger. Suddenly just a bunch of things flurry across my feet. I jump back because I'm human, and I was just like, what is happening? And they didn't even stop. They just took another bite like, oh yeah, that happens. That happens? Rats just running across your feet? Oh, not in Minnesota. Not in Minnesota. Here's my favorite. This is a 2016 survey of adults, you guys. Adults. 1 in 5 adults admitted to being in overkill in the last year. Oh! Think about that the next time you go to Wisconsin Dells. No thanks. Pass. Alright. 47,173 people lost their battle with suicide in 2017. That's actually a 50-year high. The highest number of people we've lost in 50 years. Target field seats around 42,000 people. So if you fill that entire baseball stadium, you would still have 5,000 people sitting out in the streets with the number of people we're losing every year who can't see that their life matters and that their life has value and that this world will never be the same without them. And we have to change that. We have to change that. It starts tonight. Estimated 1.4 million suicide attempts in 2017. 1.4 million attempts. It's the 10th leading cause of death for adults. Second leading cause of death for young people ages 10 to 24. 10, those are my babies. Those are my kids that I'm seeing every day. More teenagers and young adults die from suicide than cancer, heart disease, AIDS, birth defects, stroke, pneumonia, influenza, and chronic lung disease combined. You talk about all the walks and the 5Ks and everything we have for that, which is awesome. We need to do those things. But we're losing more kids to suicide, and we're still not talking about it. There's more kids than all those things combined. Average of 5,000 attempts every single day. And here's the thing, if you only hear me say one thing this whole time, wake up, here's sleep, this is your moment, okay? No study has found that talking about suicide leads to increased suicidal thoughts. All studies show openly talking about suicide reduces the risk and greatly increases the likelihood that someone will get help. If you are afraid to talk about this because you think you are putting the idea there, I promise you it is already there. It is already there. There's nothing to be afraid of when talking about this topic and supporting people around this topic. You're not making it any worse. And you're greatly increasing the likelihood that they're going to say, yeah, you know what? I have really been struggling. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. So, in young adults, attempts peak age 18 to 25. Young people ages 15 to 24 has increased by over 200%. Our young people are under attack. They're just under attack in this world, trying to find their way. Just under attack. So the month leading up to my attempt, I was 23. It was my first year of teaching elementary school, and my life just completely hit rock bottom. I had moved home back to my house to save money, because people do that, because college is expensive. But I was back in this house that all these moments of just trauma and abuse had happened to me. This girl that I've been in love with in college, we had ended things. She was marrying somebody else, which I got to watch on Facebook. That felt horrible. I had all these student loans from college that I didn't see coming. I thought people were helping, and I didn't understand what student loans were. I was the first person to go to 4-year college in my family, and suddenly before I knew it was over, I had over $80,000 of student loan debt, and I had no clue. The stock market had crashed, our tuition had jumped $8,000, and I was so ashamed. That's actually my least favorite part of this whole talk, because I was so ashamed. I was supposed to be the smart one in my family, and I had walked into this trap, and I just thought, no one's ever going to want to marry someone with that much debt. Your life is over. Your life is over. And I hit that by drinking. I was back with my high school friends where we just partied every weekend. And honestly, it was one of my favorite hours of the whole week, because it was this hour where I could forget everything else happening in my life. But I would still wake up the next morning and everything's back and worse. And I was just in this cycle of not wanting to be alive and wanting to be over. And I had been battling those thoughts for over 10 years at that point. And finally I just said, enough is enough. I was out driving in my car. It's something I've always done when, I don't know, anything in my life happens, I just like to get out on the road and scream at the roof of my car or whatever. It's not good for the environment. I should probably get something. But so I'm out driving, right, and I'm just like screaming at the top of my car. It's like, man, the world must hate me. I mean, that's just what it came down to. Or God, whoever I thought God was, I was like, wow, if this God person is real, you must really hate me, because everything in my life is a disaster. If you have a plan, right, everyone says there's a plan, just follow the plan. If this was the plan, you must really hate me, because this is hell, and I cannot keep living in this much pain. I can't do it. So driving in the car that night, I gave myself a dangerous ultimatum. I said, on December 25th, either I would end my own life or I would never think about suicide again. I just said, this is it. I can't keep living this way. I was a mess. I was a mess. And you know, whenever people talk about suicide, almost always this selfish word gets thrown around. Selfish. selfish. It's the most selfish thing you could ever do. And I promise you, if you could sit in my shoes on how I was feeling for even just a minute in that moment, I don't think you would say it was selfish. I think if you could feel that amount of pain, you would say, yeah, I get it. Amount of pain where you're just looking for a way out. Like you don't even care what happens to the people you love the most because you're so stuck and you're hurting so badly. So as part of this journey, I've been collecting some stories of other people who've experienced suicidal thoughts, not just mine. Eric writes, in the mind of the person thinking about the act, it is the complete opposite of a selfish decision. In that moment, we truly feel the world would be a better place without us. It's a situation I'm glad some people don't understand because it means they've never felt those feelings, but one which people who have never experienced themselves shouldn't be so quick to judge. Sawyer wrote, for me, it's less about death, more about ceasing the pain. It's difficult to explain how death would make me more alive than ever. I wasn't running from my problems. I was desperately searching for a way to conquer them. And that's where I was at. And honestly, it wasn't like all the time. I woke up every single day and I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. Or no, I'm not. I started writing letters after school. I wrote tons of goodbye letters. I started boxing up my things, getting rid of things, trying to make things as easy as possible. I remember I was at work and just, okay, you know how we all have that coworker who's just the worst. And so we were like at the coffee thing. I remember she like touched her arm and she's like, oh, you seem so cheery today. Like, you must have a new girlfriend. And I was like, I just remember thinking in my head, I was like, this might be the last time I ever have to talk to this woman. And I was like, smiled a little bit. And people around me were noticing that something about me was lighter. And for me, it was none of these things that are weighing me down, these loans, all this stuff, like it's not going to matter in 3 weeks. And so my life actually felt easier in a weird way. It felt better. So when that day came, I woke up Christmas Day, I got out of the family stuff as they went off and put a note on the bathroom door. I said, please don't come in, call 911. I didn't want anyone to have to deal with that. And I sat in the bathroom and just wrestled with this for hours. It's the closest thing that I can imagine to what hell might be like. And I would pick up the knife and I would put it back down. I'd pick up the pills put them back down, lay back on the floor, stand back up, lay back on the floor, stand back up. Just sobbing, just tears all around. Finally, late in the afternoon, staring at myself in the mirror, there's a voice in my head like, right, just do it, man up, right? We think, what's the worst thing we could say to someone who grew up without a dad? But in this moment, it's like, man up. And I wish I had known that in that moment, manning up would have looked like asking for help, and true strength is asking for help. But that's what the voice is saying. So I just started counting backwards from 10. Just counting back 10, and 9, and 8. First, I remember seeing just these pictures of everything that I would miss, my friends and my family, and counting back 7 and 6. And then I remember seeing the worst moments in my life, just abuse and neglect, and counting back 5, 4, somewhere around 3. Just different feeling swelled in my chest. And it was just this question. It was, have you really given life everything you've got? Have you really tried to dig your way out of this? I'm not sure you have. I think there might be more in you. I think there might be a way forward that you're not seeing. So, in the greatest moment of clarity, I stood up, I grabbed the knife and the pills, I put them in this box, I took down the sign, I threw them all in my trunk, I got in my car, and I just started driving. Driving. It's downtown Minneapolis, and I just sat in this abandoned parking lot. I watched the minutes tick by on my clock. 11:57, 11:58, 11:59, midnight. I had made it. I had decided to stay. And so I drove home, and I got into bed, fell asleep. Woke up the next day, emotional stability restored, feeling a little bit better, and immediately wondered, okay, what am I going to do to turn this around? What am I going to do? What is this going to look like going forward? And I had no clue. Immediately I had a few thoughts. It's kind of crazy now looking back. Immediately I said I want to use this pain to help somebody else so they don't have to do as alone in this as I do. And I just cried out to God. And I just said, you know, God, if you're real, I'm going to need you to show me a better way of living. Because all the choices that I have made have led me to a place where I don't even want to be alive. And I didn't know what that meant or what that would look like. And it started slow. It wasn't an instant change. My greatest fear in all of this is that you look at me like some sort of hero or some sort of like, he beat it, he conquered it. One day it was the worst, and the next day it was the best, and everything was perfect. And it's just not true. It's been a long, hard battle. I've hit rock bottom several times since. I have way more tools now. I mean, suicide at the very basic level is just when your pain exceeds your ability to kill. And there's just so much help and so much hope in this world to teach you and help you how to get through those worst things and to get through that. And so there was this moment when I realized the Bible was real. I'm not here to this is not about religion or faith, anything. This is my story. But the moment that I knew the Bible was real for me was when I found this. It's in Romans. It says, it stands to reason, doesn't it, that if the alive and present God who raised Jesus from the dead moves into your life, he'll do the same thing in you that he did in Jesus, bringing you alive to himself. When God lives and breathes in you, and he does, as surely as he did in Jesus, you are delivered from that dead life. With his spirit living in you, your body will be as alive as Christ. There's my story in this book. It is so old and so beautiful. From death to life, from 3 seconds to almost not existing, to a life that most days feels pretty good. Pretty good. That's my story. So when we talk about my comeback, the thing I did, people ask, okay, what are the tangible steps that you took? One of them was I started this project, and I made an ebook that I have on my website, $5.99, whatever. If you can't afford that, you just send me a nice email about how great I am. I'll send it to you for free. It's fine. I decided I'm going to do one thing every day that makes my life better or makes the world a better place, and I'm going to take a picture of it. And I did this for over 5 months. I didn't know, there's a lot of research that shows that really helps giving back to others and taking small goals, setting small goals. And then anytime that I was really struggling, I had this whole photo album in my phone of good times, people who loved me, progress that I was making. And so I have just this workbook that I put together if you would ever want to try something like that. Here's some pictures from those first few months. Just trying new recipes, getting on my guitar, connecting with old friends, signed up to teach Sunday school. Some other things, tearing out wallpaper, God, I hate wallpaper. Baking cookies, painting, some things. So I started counseling. I've been on a long counseling journey. I share. I've been on some medication, been off of medication before. A lot of those things, getting exercise, getting a good support system, getting a community, serving other people, has really been the grit of it. It's been a long journey, but it's been a good one too. So I'm just going to use parts of my story to share with you some things to look for in others and how to help other people who might be struggling like I was. So what does it look like? Might be talking or thinking about death, deep sadness, someone who has a death wish, taking a lot of risks, losing interest in things, making comments about feeling hopeless, helpless, worthless. So one of the comments I used to say, I would say, I'm not going to live past 30. I don't want to live past 30. And it was this running joke with my high school friends, and really it was a secret way of me saying, like, guys, I don't think I'm going to be here when we all turn 30. Little comments like that most people wouldn't notice. Putting my affairs in order, I mentioned writing letters, boxing up things, unexpected switch from being very sad to being very calm or happy. I mentioned that in my story. Talking about it, visiting people to say goodbye. Here's the thing though, okay, and if you have experienced suicide loss, don't let any of this attack you, okay? Don't take this to your heart. People who battle this are experts at hiding it. I know I was, I still am. They are experts at hiding their pain, and the last thing they want to do is feel like a burden. And that's what I felt like. I felt like I was a burden to other people. So don't let this attack you. Just let this information wash over you. If you're really struggling, okay, suicide prevention line, we have this. It's confidential, 24 hours a day. You can call this, and someone will talk to you. And they're just going to talk you through. If you don't know what else to do, this is a great place to start. There's also a text line that you can text. Make an immediate healthy choice to get around people if that's what you want. Do something that's good for you. Go for a walk. And know that the feelings will pass, okay? I've been to that place more times than I'd like to tell you, and I always find a way out. I always find a way out. They will pass. If it's your friend who's struggling, okay, you gotta take any suicidal talk seriously. You just have to. You have to tell someone. If you can't get a hold of them, can't get a hold of their family, call the police. I don't know a police officer alive that doesn't want to go check on someone who might be struggling, that they could help. And your friend might be mad at you in the short term, but you also might save their life. You have to take it seriously. Call 911, tell people who need to know, whether that's the people around them. If someone shares with you, okay? This is a part that I haven't lived as much. I have to start to now, but this wasn't my end of it. But the research says just stay calm, okay? One of the best things you can do for me when I'm in the lowest place is just listen. I just need someone to listen and say, that's really hard. Yeah, that really sucks. Yeah, I can see how hard that was. I don't need you to fix me. I don't need anything. I just need you to be with me and just hear and listen. Focus your concern on their well-being. Listen. Reassure them that there's help. They won't feel like this forever. Don't judge or diminish what they're feeling. Okay, don't try to fix it. Just listen and get help. Connect them with resources. So if you're wondering, okay, Sam, but what does that actually look like? What do I actually say? So they analyzed 75 million texts from the suicide prevention line, and the most effective were just an expression of care. So here's a couple that you can practice. Sometimes when people go through a breakup, they may have thoughts of ending their life. I just want to check if they have thought anything like that. And if not, they're like, no. Or they might be like, I have. And now you've opened the conversation to help and to share. And there's another one there. Have you had any thoughts? Death or dying? I know you've been going through a really, really tough time. You lost your job. Things have been tough. It's a good way. That's what the research shows on how to start it. And then what do we do to help others, right? This is a question I don't know what to say. Since I've been doing this, the suicide rate keeps going up. And people ask me, what do we do about this? Here's what I've come up with so far. Number one, when it comes up in a conversation, you just gotta talk about it. No matter how uncomfortable it is, you gotta be comfortable talking about uncomfortable things. And maybe that's just casual conversation, like, I don't know, that Netflix show that everybody wants me to comment on that I refuse to watch, 13 Reasons, something, or just something on the radio, or if heaven forbid you lose another person that they talk about on the radio, just bring it up. If you know anyone who's felt that way, have you lost anyone, have you felt that way? Just be brave, let that conversation happen. Might be a doorway, okay? Here's one of my personal things. Choose 5 people in your life. I promise you this works. If you just ask God, ask the universe, whatever, who are 5 people around me that need something extra? I promise you, He's going to show you that. He's going to show you that. I do this with my students. Just keep an eye out. And you don't have to be the best friend, but keep an eye out for people that you can just support and encourage, people on the edge. Okay? We got these awesome Choose to Live wristbands out at my table. They are $1 or free, depending on what you feel like today. And I just use it as a conversation starter. So whoever asks me, I just say, yeah, I wrote this because I want people battling depression, suicide to know that there's help and there's hope. And I've said that probably to 1,000 people, target wherever, and that's just what I say. And then the inside just says, give life everything you've got. And I just use it as a reminder next to myself to keep living the best life possible. Here's one of the most effective things. So this is also available on a card out in the lobby if you want to take a picture of this or if you want to post this on social media. Today I heard a suicide prevention speaker. I just want you to know, if you ever find yourself in that place, you can always talk to me no matter how bad things get. And my dream is that every person in the world would hear this from 5 people, especially every young person. What would our world look like if every teen heard this from a coach, a teacher, a youth leader, a neighbor, a friend? 5 people they knew they could go to if they ever got to that place. And we've gotten tons of messages of these messages saving people's lives and opening conversations. And like I said, we have them out on these resource cards, so you can take as many as you want. Vistaprint and I are like best friends. They deliver it all the time. So take as many as you want. Today, it's got that on one side, and it's just got Suicide Prevention Line, Connect, resources. So I don't know if you have a place at your work, a coffee shop, or maybe you cut hair, you want to just take a stack of these and just put them in places that people might see. You never know what that could do. And if you want to support us, okay, I'm in the process of starting our nonprofit this year with an aim of creating a world with 0 deaths from suicide. So we're at the very beginning. I have a GoFundMe right now trying to get some of those startup costs going. I'm going through a nonprofit leadership coaching thing. Would love for you to be a part of that. There's also a gift box out in the lobby if you want to make a gift. I'll be very, very thankful. Share videos. It's on my website. There are 3 videos we put out now. recklesslylive.com/videos. If you just share that out, whatever, Facebook, whatever works, another great place that someone at home can just take in and not feel so alone in what they're feeling. If you can connect us to anyone, another high school, another church, anyone that would like to host an event, or if you want to be part of hosting an event, this is our 5th high school, just one event, which is amazing, and we're hoping that it just keeps growing. We want to take this everywhere. We just want to take this message of hope. So if you know anyone all over the country, I would love, there's more information on our website. We'd love to be a part of that. And then if you just want to join the movement and follow me, I've been trying really hard to get a book published. I worked with the publisher for like 14 months. They were like, yeah, you're the best, you're a great writer, send us this, send us that. And then at 14 months later, they were like, oh, you're not famous enough yet, call us later. It's like, what? 14 months? So apparently they care about these things. I just care about helping people. That's what I'm in it for. But I'd be honored if you would follow along and support me any way that you can. And so, man, here's the thing. I just challenge you to tell the best possible story of your life. And invite other people to be a part of it. Find whatever is in your heart that you were made here to do. Like, I just fully believe that we were made on purpose, for a purpose. There's a reason you're here. There's a reason. There's someone you're supposed to help, some cause that you're supposed to get behind. Figure out what that is and invite other people to be around you and be a part of it, okay? When you're 75, no one's going to care how many Netflix shows you watch. No one's going to care. They're just not going to care. And I hope that you don't get to that point in your life and that's all you can miss. And the movies you saw, and the vacations you took. I just pray that your life will be a reflection of love, of all the people that you've helped, and all the people that you have supported. And so I want to end with this. Man, life gets so much better. Okay, you guys, 18 months after my attempt, I joined CTI Music Ministries. I had to fundraise $4,800. I never thought that was ever going to happen, and it did. I was in Zimbabwe, standing in front of this waterfall, the Victoria Falls, the largest falling sheet of water on the planet, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. And I just couldn't believe. I remember standing there and just thinking, I thought there would never be another day worth living. And I'm in front of the most beautiful thing I have ever seen on this African safari. It was incredible. 2014, I finished a marathon. What? This guy? Oh, it was terrible. Don't do it. But I did it. That's horrible. It was the worst. I got to go to Haiti in 2015. I got my master's degree. I DJ'd weddings forever, and I paid off every single dollar of my student loan debt last year. What? Oh, man. Easy. Yeah, no, I did it really, really hard. But if finances are something that cause shame in your life, man, just hope. Check out David and see, get going, get to work, you can do it. This is my nephew and my niece, my mom and my sister. I just can't imagine not getting to spoil them. Deckers 4, Atkins 2. I just can't imagine having missed out on getting to be a part of their lives. These are my friends. We went to Las Vegas for my 30th birthday, which was one of my dreams. It was so fun. This is my best friend since 6th grade at a different wedding. There's me doing CrossFit. Okay, don't look at the weights. That was a warm-up, you guys. That was a warm-up. I'm doing my first CrossFit competition, actually right now, Fridays. It's 5 Fridays. It's really hard. I love it. I really love it. Cabin trips with my friends. And so, man, I'm just going to end with this. If you ever get to the place where this voice is telling you that this world doesn't need you, that the world would be a better place without you, tell that voice to shut up, okay? Tell that voice to shut up and remember my voice. You were made on purpose for a purpose. You were made to be here. This world would never be the same without you. There's tons of people who will miss you every single day for the rest of their lives if you make a different choice. We need you here, okay? We love you so, so much. Please choose to stay, choose to live. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. Wasn't he great? Some of you know our story. 26 months ago, our 16-year-old daughter, Annika, lost her battle to mental illness. On this very, very stage I'm standing on right now, she wowed us as Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. year later, she's sung in Xanadu Junior. We all need to break the stigma. We all need to know that we are all here for you. We need to seize the awkward. We need to have the talk. We need to listen. We need to take mental illness seriously as a medical disease that it is, just as Sam had said. Annika was a bright light in our world, yet we did not see her brain pain. We do not talk about it, she could not talk about it. Because our society does not acknowledge it or talk about it, it's time we talk about it. Just one life matters. I love that statement, and it is true. Hope can be found with all our professionals, counselors, therapists, teachers, friends, and obviously everyone here. It is quite obvious that we all care just by coming out here. So anyone out here that is hurt, needs help, just turn and look to your neighbor and realize each and every one of us are here for you. When we finish up here, there will be some wonderful people that you can stop, talk to, ask questions up by the stage, pray with if you want. Sam and Caboose, as he said, will be out in the lobby. Stop by, say hi, pick up some stuff, grab yourself a water, and each and every one of you, make sure you grab just one disc. They'll be handed out at each one of the door entrances, exits in this case. And out on the last wall over there, there's a big banner. So if you feel inclined, stop, write a memorial, a topic, anything you want. Leave your name, just let us know you're here. And that's up to JP now.
Thanks, Ray, and thanks for all that you do. Sam brought up a good point. As a member of the media, I've been doing this for 37 years, and there was always, when it came to suicides, what do we do about putting it on the air? And the policy was always, you don't put it on the air unless it's something that, was someone does something spectacular and it's a well-known person, but otherwise we just kind of didn't talk about it. We didn't want to contribute to putting thoughts in people's head. But like Sam said, if you're thinking about it, that thought is there. So now, thanks to guys like Ray and Wings of Hope and Out of the Darkness, we do everything we can at the station to put a spotlight on the issue and do whatever we can to help. So when Ray asked me to come out here, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Now, this conversation often brings up memories of loved ones we've lost, friends we know who are struggling. Now, I've certainly thought of one of my best friends who took his own life about 6 years ago now. That was quite a devastating morning, but everyone has their own personal struggles, and we want to provide you a space, an opportunity to respond to this. So when you head out, you'll see this number, 320-335-0101. That's 320-335-0101. You can write names, thoughts, prayers, pictures, whatever ways you choose to respond. You're welcome to do so on that banner. And if you're an educator, stop by the Wings of Hope table right outside there for a clock hour certificate. So everybody, text for the resources, so you've got those in your hand should you ever need them. And visit the resource tables on your way out. There are organizations here who are passionate about a world with 0 deaths by suicide. If you want to support them or get resources from them, now is the time and this is the place. Right?
I never thought if you would have told me that my life would look like it does now, 3 years ago, I don't know where I would be without the support of my dad and my mom. They have done an amazing job kind of diving into this whole new normal for us. And I think that my dad has put his heart and soul into this. He really cares. My mom really cares. And if you ever need anything, just reach out. There's always somebody to talk to. Your life does matter. And if I could do anything, I would try to get my sister back for just one day. You never realize how much it impacts so many people. I think about her every day, and I'm so proud of my parents for all of the work they've done, bringing countless events here. My dad and mom sit up for hours each night planning these things out. A lot of work goes into it, and I just want them to know how proud I am.
Again, thank you all for coming. You are released from this evening. Everybody drive carefully. And again, thank you very much for coming.